because my dream client is the person who needs me. Capital N, needs. Needs what I do, needs the relationship that we have to do the thing, to grow, to be better. That's my dream client.
And that's the tweet. Not the client who wants it, it's the client who needs it.
Needs it.
The cash experience.
Oh my gosh.
Hashtag cash experience. So
Oh, okay.
I would do stuff like this. Like years ago, Robert Plant was in town, and I never had him as a client, but I would like write a tweet and go, Mr. Plant, you have not had a session with me yet, but I will work on you, kind sir. Contact me. I would feel free to give you a session, because he was on Twitter. And you can write a message like that, not a DM, but like just on your wall, you know.
Twitter.
And like he'll get a tag, right? I took a screenshot of something Ice-T did. I love Ice-T's Twitter feed. Ice-T didn't take no shit. Let's put it that way. And Ice-T was just laid back. He had glasses on, like in a private jet or something. And he's like, "This is me thinking about my haters." And I screenshot that and put it on my Instagram and tagged Ice-T. And then like 15 minutes later, Ice-T liked my Instagram post. And I was like, yeah. Because if I had to choose, those are some of the clients I would like to work on. And when you have those dreams, that thing that gets you excited, I think those are good. And I think those should be encouraged and supported. And then if it's not just the clients that you work on, do you want to stay in Kentucky, or where do you want to live?
As much as I almost kind of hate it, I will probably live here the rest of my life.
Why do you hate it?
Mostly because some of the people. And like that is a controversial opinion for some, but whatever. I am a gay woman that lives in the middle of Kentucky, in the middle of a red county. Like there are 2 to 3 blue counties in the whole state. It's not easy necessarily to live here. On top of the fact that like I'm a huge weirdo. I don't fit in with anyone here. But and you're not gonna like this answer, but like the energy here is just so good.
Oh no, I'll talk energy all day. And when you use energy in that context, that's got a different signature to me.
Sure. So, but Kentucky is home. This is where my roots are. This is where.
And like I grew up in Louisiana, and I love Louisiana. Have problems with it. I live in Austin now. I love Austin and have problems with it. Where would you? If you could choose, and I mean global. I don't mean just like United States. Where would you choose to live?
Well, that's the thing. We choose to live here.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about moving out of state, and it's just out of state in the context of like broad. Like if we could go anywhere, where would we go? My wife is the opposite. I don't know that my wife would want to live here. She stays for me. But no, like my roots are here.
So we talked about clients. We talked about where you live. Then income level. How much money do you want to make a year?
All of it.
You sound like me. All of it. You're like, there's no end? Like there's
no end. There's no cap. I'm not over here like $1 million. No, like if I can make it in a way that is sustainable with my other not, work-life goals, then yeah, I want to do that. Yeah.
Is there a benchmark for you? I'm not going to ask you what your income is right now, but is there a benchmark for you of where you feel like you've made it? And what is that amount?
I don't know that there is. Because I don't want to or like to think about my life in like money. If my bills are paid, if my family is taken care of,
and what's that number?
Be comfortable.
Yep, no worries. That's what I hear. No worries. What is the no worries number a year?
Oh, man. I don't know. Comfortably, single income, $50K. Let's call it. My wife works. We don't need a lot. We live in the middle of nowhere. Cost of living's cheap.
Yeah. And then how
Would I
close are
turn
you?
down more money than that? No.
How close are you to that?
Um, Probably. I mean, I'm not far off, really.
Okay, that was my hope. That was my hope.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not far off.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, like in the Austin area, if I talk to students about making 100K a year, they're just like, "Oh my God," like
Yeah.
I'm like, "Guys, like people have tech jobs where they're making $300,000 a year.
Yeah.
They can afford what we do.
Yeah.
They sit at a computer all day and are getting carpal tunnel syndrome." I'm like, "Give me one session."
Yeah.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
You get a regular chain of those people, and that transforms your practice. It also allows you to afford continuing education and afford vacations and
Mm-hmm.
afford better dog treats for your dog. You get the elk from Amazon, those elk antlers that are like sliced with the marrow
She would
inside,
say.
whatever,
Yeah.
whatever the dog needs. I don't know. I don't have a dog, but anyway. Um, it allows you the lifestyle to make better choices for your health, make better choices and lower stress.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, not only
there's
that, it gives you freedom in your practice as well. Like I try to do. I've been not as consistent with this as I would like to be because of life, everything happening in the world today. But I try to do regular pay what you can days where somebody comes in and they're just like, I don't have $80 to $100 to spend on an hour. Okay. I don't want to, it's not my goal to break people and they shouldn't go into debt for a massage or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You got things to do and things to pay for, and having clients who can like bankroll your practice gives you the freedom to work with the people who can't. And that's the dream for me.
yeah. I continue with students and with clients. You have a fairly successful business, but I go back to kind of like brass tacks. And I always go back to the relationship with the students, with the clients. And occasionally, like I'll stop a client, especially if they're somebody I see regularly. And now that we're coming out of COVID, I'll stop the client and go, listen, hey, I just wanted you to know, listen, I really appreciate the fact that you continued working with me through COVID and we managed, to keep each other safe and that sort of thing. But I just want you to know that I really appreciate, working with you, the sessions we have, and the income that's allowed me to maintain my business. Something brief. When you focus on the relationship, the connection with the clients and students, it's hard to think about the monetization, the money that comes from that connection. Because the students and the clients could care or could tell that it was more because I cared about them than it was about extracting as much revenue as I could from their wallet. Where's your credit card? Extracting as much revenue as I could. Those things go a long way.
Yeah. I think that's the backbone of my business personally. Like it's not the money, and to some degree it's not even the work. It's the relationships that you build with people. The rest of it is secondary to some degree.